Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, please consider subscribing, and if you're not new, thank you guys so much for coming back. I really appreciate your support. So today we are going to be doing my top 5 fragrances of 2021. I was pretty good about sticking to 5, and personally that's just because I like to do smaller lists. I sometimes feel overwhelmed with big lists, watching them and filming them, and I just feel like it could get overwhelming and unnecessary for like the everyday consumer. So that's just my preference, and also that just means that the ones I'm talking about are like my favorite of the year. These are ones that I wore on repeat, that I reached for, that I fell in love with this year. And also, just a side note, they didn't come out necessarily this year. They didn't come out this year. I just discovered them this year or wore them on repeat, if that makes any sense. So if you guys want to see my top 5 of the year, then just keep on watching. Okay, so in no particular order, I'm going to start with actually like the bougiest of all of them and get it out of the way. This is by BDK Parfums, and this is Rouge Smoking. This to me, where is the little struggle bus? Oof, this to me is, it starts off as like a spicy cherry. Think like cherry cinnamon and cherry, like those little cinnamon hearts that you get around Valentine's Day. That's kind of what this reminds me of in the opening. But then you get like this creamy smoothness to it. So it starts off as like a spicy cherry, but then you get like the creamy vanilla, their musk. I think this has cherry, vanilla, musk, ambroxan, tonka bean, and a couple other notes. But basically you get the cherry, it's there, and it starts off as like, there's no cinnamon in the notes, but I'm just telling you like what it smells like to me. In the opening, smells like a spicy like cinnamon cherry, and then it is like this creamy veil that just covers it, and that's the vanilla. You get a little bit of musk. It's delicious, it's sexy, it's alluring, it's spicy and sweet, and I love scents like that. I love like contrasting scents. Someone in my comments before said that this smelled like an old lady. Their words, not mine, but I mean, I let that be me, okay? I would love to smell like this as an old lady. I do not think it smells old at all, but let me be rocking this at 90 years old, please. This is not, I don't know whose grandmother is wearing this, but she is amazing. I like her, and let that be me. But in my opinion, that does not smell old, okay? It smells delicious, sexy, date night, alluring. That's how I would, on Fragrantica, someone said it smelled like cherry Coke, and I understand why. It does remind me of cherry Coke. I read it, and now I can't like unthink it, if that makes any sense. Next up, we have L'Entrée by Givenchy. This is the original, and it is the Eau de Parfum. Oh, I should have said actually, for BDK, for the Rouge Smoking, just to let you guys know, that one is expensive, and I keep it strictly for the smell. I'm obsessed with the smell of it. I do wish, though, that the projection was better. It is one that, for the price, you have to overspray it for it to project the way that I want it to. But like I said, I'm willing to put up with it because the scent is like nothing else I have in my collection, and I'm obsessed with it. I put up with it. It lasts on your skin. Don't get me wrong, the longevity is there, but it sits closer to the skin, so you would have to like come in really close to be able to smell it, and I would love for it to just project a little more. So I do have to overspray it. I wish it performed a little better. That's the only thing I will say about that, but it's still one of my favorites, even with that said, so that says a lot. And then let's talk about this guy. This is L'Entrée by Givenchy. This is the Eau de Parfum, and this is the original. Now, what I will say, this is like the opposite. This is projects very well. It lasts very well on my skin. I tested this in the store in the summertime. I got this recently at the end of summer. And even with our masks on, so the lady that was working there sprayed my wrist, and I was with my sons, and we could smell it through our masks, and it was like leaving the nicest trail ever. So this one you don't have to worry about. It projects, it performs. This to me is, it's kind of hard to explain because this one is different. So there's a spiciness to this, almost like a little bit of like a spicy kind of pepperiness. But then you also get like a creamy vanilla, and you get like a sweet bubblegummy tuberose. So it's a little bit different. it's a little bit spicy, it's a little bit sweet and creamy from the vanilla, but then you also get like that floral note. So it's feminine and it is a little bit sweet but spicy at the same time. And like I said, I kind of like scents like that, but this one is not overly gourmand in my opinion. I think it's the spiciness in this is more of like a pepperiness, which I'm not mad at. Sometimes I don't like pepper in my perfumes, but this one gives it something different. This to me is, it has like an elegance to it, almost like a sophistication. I cannot get that word out, sophistication. And there's something in this that I associate with fall. And I feel like because this gives you a little bit of that spiciness, a little bit of that floral, I feel like this would be great for like a fall wedding because like I said, there's some kind of like elegance to this. It's not like a typical gourmand scent, but it's beautiful. I love this and I like that it's different. I was really late to this bandwagon, but I'm glad I decided to try it. I also tried the intense version. I wasn't obsessed with it because the pepper in that was overpowering, but I'm really considering getting it again. So I don't know if I'm crazy. Anyways, that was a side note. Next up, we have, this is a sweet one. This is Montblanc, and the name literally is called Sweet Vanilla. This is what the bottle looks like. As you guys know, I really hate these bottles. I hate the packaging. I just feel like for the price, I'm a sucker for packaging, and this, like, is not it for me. But I don't really care. It's the juice that matters. And this is sweet, so you have to like gourmand scents to like this one. It is very sweet and it is a tiny bit powdery, but this basically smells like apricot and vanilla, but I also get a little bit of like a spun sugar kind of vibe. I don't know what it is, like a spun sugar, a little bit powdery, very sweet apricot vanilla. The vanilla in this though is thick, it's cakey. It is pretty linear, it's pretty sweet, but it's pretty delicious. So if you like vanilla and you like gourmand sweet scents, this is very good. I will say I had to hunt this down. I got it off of eBay, but it was worth the hunt because I really like it. And this is one that my husband compliments all the time, but it is very sweet, like toothache kind of sweet. So keep that in mind. I like sweet scents and my husband really likes sweet scents. This one does smell very, very good. The vanilla is very thick in this though. And then next up, you guys know, if you watch my videos, if you don't, then I guess you don't know, but this is Giorgio Armani My Way. I got this last year and I fell in love with it. The bottle, I don't know what it is. I wasn't like vibing with this bottle. Now I feel like I've gotten used to it, but this bottle, for some reason, this reminds me of like an older woman. Like she's definitely got her life together. She's bougie and classy. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's this lid, but again, I don't really care. And I got this originally to be a summer scent, but when I got this last year, I literally fell in love with it. I was wearing it all winter. This is such a happy scent for me. My Way got a lot of hate on YouTube and I'm not sure why. This has like that bubblegummy tuberose, but the opening of this is so sparkling and like zesty. It's mouth-watering and it's very like bright and like I said, it's sparkling, it's uplifting, it's playful. But then you do get that bubblegummy tuberose, so it makes it super feminine, and this is just like a super easy reach for me. If I wake up and I'm having a bad day or just I'm in a funk, I spray this and I feel better. This is like a mood lifter for me. So I really like it, and it makes me feel ultra feminine because the tuberose in this is beautiful. It's very feminine, but still sweet and still kind of citrusy and playful and fun. So I really like that, and that is like an easy reach for me, which is why I wore the heck out of it this year. And last but not least, this is a summer scent for me, spring and summer. This is Angel Nova. So this was actually the biggest surprise to me because I actually don't have Mugler fragrances. Mugler, I don't know how to say that, but this was my first one, and this was the first one that was like love at first sniff. I'm obsessed with this. I wore this all the time. I had to basically tell myself to stop wearing this in the summertime because I'm addicted to this. I would wear this in the wintertime. This smells so juicy. It's sweet. So a couple of the other ones I described as sweet and spicy, this is kind of like sweet and sour because there's berries in here, there's lychee in here. The raspberry in here is very sweet, yes, but then you get lychee, and I can't remember the other notes. There's rose, but I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't get any floral notes in this. To me, this is just a fruity, kind of citrusy scent. I don't get the rose, and I'm happy about that because rose and me, we don't always play well together. But this is like a fruity, sweet, and sour scent, and I love that. By sour, I mean like tangy, you know, like when some you get like sweet fruits, but then this one has like a tangy, like mouth-watering kind of like zestiness to it without it being like lemon or lime or something obvious like that. This smells delicious. It smells so fruity, so playful. And you know what? This one is definitely fun and playful, but sometimes fruity scents like this, they don't last on your skin, and this one literally lasts forever on my skin. It projects in the heat. It lasts on my clothes forever. Every time I wore this in the summer, I kid you not, I had people complimenting me. I went to a barbecue at my husband's family's house, and all the men there asked me what I was wearing. So it was like a fan favorite, and in general, I feel like I always get complimented, but even if people didn't compliment me, I don't really care because I don't wear fragrances for other people, I wear them for me. And this one, that sour kind of tangy fruit in this has me like addicted. And in the summertime, I really like that. I don't know why, but yeah, those were all of my favorites of the year, the ones that I wore on repeat and that stole my heart, but without me being repetitive, because I still have some favorites that I could have mentioned in here, like La Belle and Angel Share, but obviously I don't want to be repetitive and repeat things that I've talked about from previous years. So these were the ones that I discovered this year and that stole my heart. So I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, be sure to give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. Check me out on Instagram. It's always linked down below. And I will see you guys in the next one.